Watching his beloved son's throat get slashed open, the father instantly imagined 100 ways to kill the murderer. But what he never expected was that the three masterminds behind it all had intentionally left one of their accomplices at the crime scene. Faced with such a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, John stormed over, cursing all the way, determined to make the guy pay the ultimate price. But during the violent struggle, John suddenly yanked off the guy's hood. One look was all it took. He burned the man's face into his memory. But after the killer got away, John realized his son could no longer breathe. Despite the doctors doing everything they could, they still couldn't pull him back from the brink of death. What broke John's heart even more was that his son hadn't died from blood loss. He had drowned in his own blood, which flooded his lungs. The agony his son suffered before death was far worse than anyone imagined. And that only strengthened John's resolve for revenge. He was going to make every one of the killers pay in blood. But on the day of the trial, John gave a response that shocked everyone. When the judge asked if he could confirm the man was the killer, John answered that it had been too dark to see. John knew full well that under local law, the killer would get no more than 3 years and be treated like a king in prison. Killing someone wouldn't just go unpunished. It'd keep them safe from retaliation. What's more, all he and his son had done was stop for gas, and his son had ended up as a human sacrifice in a gang initiation ritual. So John was willing to gamble the rest of his life on perjury just so he could personally slaughter the scum who killed his boy. But what made his blood boil even more was seeing the killer's buddies swaggering right up to the courthouse to welcome him like a returning war hero, completely unaware that John was watching them from nearby. Hearing their raucous celebration was like 1,000 knives stabbing into John's chest, but he forced himself to stay calm. He had another plan. He secretly followed their car, hoping to find out where the killer lived, then went back home to look for a weapon. He wasn't some action movie assassin. His shed had nothing but basic gardening tools, no body armor, no machine guns, but that didn't mean the killer would get away scot-free. After some digging, John finally found a sharp knife. Without a second thought, he waited outside the killer's house that same night. The moment the man who killed his son stepped outside, John was ready to go head-to-head in a fight to the death.